Hi, I'm Olivia from Amazing Kids Magazine, reporting from Third Place Books in Lake Forest Park, Washington. I'm talking with Tad Hills, the author of How Rocket Learned to Read, as well as the Ducks and Goose children's series. Tad Hills grew up in Norwell, Massachusetts, and is the author of these two books. I'll be interviewing with Anni, who is another Amazing Kids reporter from Amazing Kids Magazine. So, why did you choose reading as the main theme of your book, How Rocket Learned to Read?
Well, I was asked by Publishers Weekly to do a book, actually a magazine cover, which I think I have in my bag, which I can show you, for one of their spring children's book launch issue of 2008. And I did a picture of a dog with a little bird sitting on his nose, and she's reading a book to him. And after that magazine was published, I looked at it and I said, wow, I think there's a story in there. And so I wrote the story about a dog, and I figured maybe he, learned to read. Maybe the little yellow bird taught him to read. So that's sort of how it started, and it became eventually the book.
So why did you choose like a dog and a bird? Why not like a people or other animals?
Well, I actually did, when I was working on the illustration, I tried an elephant with the bird on his trunk. And then since I have, since our dog is such a great dog, and I figured I should try it with Rocket, and I did. Originally, the first picture that I did had, he was more the color of our dog, which is sort of yellowish. But I thought there was too much yellow, so then I changed the dog to white with black spots, and so that's sort of the evolution of that image.
Okay, great.
Who was your favorite author as a kid?
When I was growing up, I really liked Robert McCluskey, Blueberries for Sal. That was one of my favorite books. And Lynn Ward, who wrote a book called The Biggest Bear. I really liked that book too. Those were sort of my two favorite books when I was a kid.
What was your favorite author? I mean, book.
My favorite book, I think, was Blueberries for Sal and The Biggest Bear.
Was there a reason why you like that book in particular?
Well, I think I really like those two books because they sort of, the setting was very similar to the place where I grew up. I grew up in a sort of a town which was not quite rural, but it was very country. There were a lot of fields. My house was next to big fields, and there was a forest behind my house, and there were blueberry trees on the property. So I think I related to it for that reason.
So did like your childhood, your environment that you grew up in really inspire you to write your books?
Yeah, I think so, definitely. I really have always loved nature, and my mom was an Audubon teacher, so she used to bring animals to our house, and that she would then, bring to schools to show kids, like raccoons and hawks and owls, and so we always had all these, wild animals in my house. So I've always appreciated nature.
Oh, cool. So if you could say one message to kids about writing, what would it be?
I would say to read a lot, because I think the more you read, the better you write, and also to choose your words very carefully and make sure that every word that you do choose has a purpose.
And the last question. So what is the main message you hope to communicate through your book?
Through this book, How Rocket Learned to Read, I think the main message is to read, and just books are so wonderful. They really can enhance your life, and it's important to read and read to your parents should read to their kids, and kids should read to each other and to their parents and to their pets. So I think, and also don't be intimidated by reading. It's a very exciting thing to be able to learn to read, and just take it one step at a time, and remember words are built one letter at a time.
Great, thank you.